Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at a couple of Adventure Team G.I. Joes. And let me just say right off the bat, neither of these are vintage. These are both reproductions of the originals that were made in the 1970s. And I do have one vintage item in this whole collection here, and these are the pants. Those are actually vintage pants, although I think I did some modification to them because they were a little faded, so I added some dye to them to actually liven up the color. But everything else you see here is reproduction, and it's a mishmash of various parts that are taken from, Timeless Collection, things that were made by the G.I. Joe Collectors Club, and so forth. And I've heavily accessorized, both these figures, adding extra bits to, sort of make them more interesting. The heads themselves, I believe, are both from the G.I. Joe Collectors Club figures. And this box also, this is the Collectors Club version. You can see on the side of the box featured are pictures of other Collectors Club sets that were offered back in the day. These are no longer available because I don't think the Collectors Club is still working as an entity anymore. But I love this because they did a fantastic reproduction of the original artwork from the original 1970s Sea Adventurer. And over here, I have the Land Adventurer box. This one was, I think, it was in the early 2000s. This was made as a reproduction. This might have been from the Hot Topic exclusive Land Adventurer. So, however, the figure itself is quite different from that. So, but you can see on the side there are pictures of this. This one was a little more true to reproducing the original box. You can see pictures of various other sets, Adventure Team sets that were available back in the day. They weren't really reproduced as sets, So you have to, except for this one. This one was actually reproduced in the Timeless collection, and I have that. I may review that on the channel at some point. So this review is kind of nostalgic for me because I had versions of both of these figures when I was a child, and they were sold at a garage sale, so I don't have the originals anymore. So the fact that these were made as reproductions was really quite wonderful because I was able to get, versions of my childhood toys again. You can see some differences between this. This is the Kung Fu Grip version, and you can see he has Kung Fu Grip. This is the Hard Hands version. So the ability to hold weapons and stuff is a little more difficult with these, although it is possible. And I've added extra bits. I can show you on the Land Adventure. I added a bunch of extra gear, including the belt. I believe these are Timeless Collection items, the canteen. These hand grenades are, I think they were made as a knockoff. They weren't made by Hasbro, but they're very close in size to original G.I. Joe hand grenades, so I included them on the belt. The original ones are gray, but these were cast in black, and I thought that was kind of cool as a variation. And the dog tags on these are both metal, which makes them different from the original vintage, which were just plastic dog tags. So we'll go over articulation on G.I. Joes. Many of you who collect G.I. Joes will be familiar that he was the first action figure ever made in the 1960s. And in the 70s, he got the flocked hair. And you can see on this is standard articulation. He can bend forward and back, swivel, bit of side to side. He's got 360 articulation at the shoulder. He can extend out. He's got an arm bend like this. Here, he's got a bicep swivel. He's got this kind of articulation at the wrist, including swivel. And the Kung Fu Grip can actually hold weapons quite well. So that's very nice. Side to side at the waist, forward and back. At the hip, he can extend out. He can extend forward, extend back. At the knee, and he can pivot also, because this pivot here, the GI Joes are held together with bands inside, so it almost acts like a ball joint because you can get articulation like this. Also articulation at the ankle as well. You can't see it because he's wearing boots, but yeah, that ankle is articulated. So basic articulation on GI Joes. Most of you who collect GI Joes will be familiar with that. So there's no news there. But I love these. I'm so glad I was able to get them in my collection. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I can go over, what the specific parts are. I don't remember everything, but most of it's either timeless or 40th anniversary parts. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your support is appreciated. And if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel, because I will be reviewing other G.I. Joe toys in the future. Until then, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.